Hey, what's up guys, it's Ian here from Button Bash Brothers, and today I'm on my own. I'll be reviewing the new Mario Strikers game on the Nintendo Switch. Let's do this. So Mario Strikers Battle League was released on the 10th of June. I've been playing it for the last week on the Switch, and here are my thoughts. So Mario Strikers doesn't come with a lot of game options to choose from. You have a standard exhibition match, which you can play against a computer player, a local player, or multiplayer as it is, or even online. More on that a bit later. The next game type is the Cup mode. This is where you choose your team and play in a various 3-game tournaments to win the cups, kind of like in Mario Kart Grand Prix, where each cup you choose, you get a trophy at the end, but the opponents of each cup have different strengths. So one will focus on the opponents having better speed, one will have better technicals, one will focus more on passing, on shooting, etc. From the ones I've played, the cup with increased strength was a nightmare, just because the team I was using, they weren't just strong enough to tackle. Basically, Toad going up against Bowser, as you can imagine, doesn't really go very well. Completing all these cups will unlock harder difficulties. Completing those will then unlock additional gear for you to use on your characters. Again, a bit more on that a bit later. The next game type is some sort of club mode. This wasn't available at the time of recording. I think it was starting to open the next following week, so I can't really comment on this mode. You have a training mode, which allows you to practice all the basics and advanced techniques the game has to offer. And then finally, there is the gear. The gear is where you can buy and unlock different pieces of gear to make your characters better in certain areas. Each bit of gear will improve one aspect of your player skill, but will decrease another to counteract this. So for example, it will maybe increase your character's strength by 2, but its speed will take a hit to counteract that. Finding the right gear is all about experimenting and just finding the right fit for you. On to the gameplay. In terms of gameplay, the game is quite fluid and the controls are pretty basic to pick up and learn. B is ground pass, Y is lob and tackle when you don't have the ball, A is shoot, and X is to use an item. The RZ button allows you to sprint, whilst the R button allows you to dodge. Although you can use the right analogues to dodge, which some people may find easier. The L button lets you switch player, and holding down the LZ button allows you to play a manual pass, so you can pass it into space if you hold it down when you do your lobbed or low pass. When it comes to shooting, you can take a normal shot, but pressing A and holding A gives you 2 different types of shot, one powerful and just one standard. This is the same for tackling. By holding down the tackle, you can use a smaller character to tackle a bigger character. But if you miss that held down tackle, your character will then be stunned for a couple of seconds. Throughout the games, you'll see item boxes appear. These will be in 3 colours: your team colour, your opponent's team colour, and then like a rainbowy multicolored box, which is a free-for-all box. So basically you can only pick up the boxes of your team's colour. There's a magic orb which appears. This is how you can do your hyper shot. So you have to pick this orb up, and then you get to 20 seconds to do your hyper shot, which if you score gives you 2 goals. Doing the hyper shot can range in difficulty. The characters that have higher technique is easier to do the hyper shot than the characters that have low technique. When you're on the opposing end of a hyper shot, you do sometimes get the opportunity to try and save these. When it comes to switching player, you can choose auto or manual. Auto will change the player for you, so you don't have to do this, whilst manual you have to do it yourself, and not just when defending. If you play on manual, you have to manually select the player you pass the ball to. It can be quite confusing. I started the game playing manual, just because I played a lot of FIFA in the past, so I was used to switching characters. But I didn't realise that on when you're attacking and you have the ball, when you pass the ball to, say, if you're controlling Mario and you pass it to Donkey Kong, you then have to press the L button so you can control Donkey Kong. It doesn't just control the player that has the ball. So basically, following on from that, I just decided to use the auto mode. I just found that easier because you can still manually change the person you're controlling. In the online aspect of the game, I've dabbled in it. I haven't played a lot of games. The games I found were fairly quickly, but the Wi-Fi connection on my Switch just isn't as good as it is on my Xbox. I don't know if that's just an issue of the Switch or it's just due to where the Switch is located in my house. So I'm not going to mark it down for any reason for that. I did find the game's relatively normal to play though once you get into it, minus the slight lag. Again, you can do 1-on-1 or 2-on-1 or 2-on-2, and then it's just a regular game going from there. So there's not really much else to go on with the online features. Obviously, there's that the club mode. I think that's what it's called, that you can play, but like I said, it wasn't available to play when I was going through the game. In terms of content, there's not a lot of content in this game. You've got the three modes: exhibition, cup, and then the online club mode. Other than that, there's just nothing going on. There's no unlockable characters, there's no unlockable pitches, anything like that. Usually with Nintendo games, you can unlock characters the more you play. You can unlock levels, you can unlock different music tracks, trophies. Thinking of Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, even Mario Party, you can unlock mini games the more you play. On this, there's just nothing. The only thing you can unlock is an additional item of gear for your characters. So you only start out with 10 characters that you can choose from. There's 5 pitches that you can choose from. So yeah, there's not a lot of variety in that aspect. And the lack of content, the lack of unlockables, I'm concerned will make people just forget about this game really quickly, because what's keeping you playing if there's nothing to kind of gain from it? I didn't see in the online mode if there was any leaderboard, so again, I don't know if there's that aspect to keep you hooked to the game. I just feel like on Nintendo's part, who are, like I said, usually really good at putting a lot of content into their game, this just felt empty. It could be because they want to go down the DLC route later in its lifespan, but I don't know if this game is going to have much of a lifespan just because the severe lack of content. But overall, the game is good. I'm sure it would be a lot of fun if you had 7 friends around to play 8-player, 4 against 4. I don't know who has 7 friends in this day and age. I barely can, get enough to play 2-player, let alone 4-player. So yeah, it is fun. It's quick and easy to pick up. If you've only got 5-10 minutes, you can quickly turn it on, play a game or two, have a bit of a laugh. If you're into online, again, you can just do that until your heart's content, as long as you can find players. But the lack of content really lowers the overall experience of the game, because there's nothing for you to gain and to aim for. So because of that, my overall score for this would have to be a 7 out of 10. Just like I said, because of don't want to repeat myself, but I am, just because of the lack of content in the game. So they're my impressions of Mario Strikers. You can see the footage in the background is what I recorded, so you can kind of see how I play the game. Yeah, I'd like to hear your thoughts. We'll be back in terms of the channel. We'll be back again with some more It's Been Ages, a couple more U cubes, and then the usual gameplay game pass. Luke will be back with the next one as well. Peace out, guys.